Look at this photo, man.
Oh, this is Wemby.
The first greatest moment of his career. This photo is probably going to be remembered for decades, maybe centuries. But this photo, man, when I look at this, the only thing I'm going to remember is just how lucky the San Antonio Spurs are, man. Like, it's insane how lucky this team is. This team, man, is luckier than any team in the West, any team in the East. They were luckier than the Bulls getting MJ, luckier than the Cavs getting LeBron, luckier than the Warriors getting Steph Curry. Dude, in fact, the San Antonio Spurs are the luckiest franchise in the history of professional sports. Hey, you, Spurs fans, they're gonna be mad. They're gonna think I'm lying, they're gonna think I'm hating.
Well, it's luck with hard work.
It's luck with hard work, because the thing is, they're also one of the most successful franchises ever. They actually haven't needed much luck. But the times that they did need luck, I've never seen a team get this lucky before. It's insane. It's so much luck that it almost feels rigged.
Now, what do you mean by that?
Let me explain. Nothing is rigged. The NBA has never rigged a draft. They never rigged anything for the Spurs. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is this is an unprecedented amount of luck. And the NBA did help them out a little bit, or they made it harder for other teams to get this lucky. We're talking about decades of fortune here. Here we are today, the Wemby era, right? How did we get here? Well, the Spurs were pretty bad for a little bit, right? In 2023, they were a bottom 3 team in the NBA, and then they drafted Victor Wembanyama. They had the same odds going into that draft as the Houston Rockets and the Detroit Pistons. A lot of people were talking about how it just made sense for him to go to the Spurs, you know? The French connection, you know? Tony, Pop. It felt the second coming of Tim Duncan. It felt like a fairy tale story, you know? And some people couldn't really see him in Detroit or Houston. Some people thought the NBA played a hand in it. But at the end of the day, they had the same odds as those 3 teams, and they won. Fine. And the next year, the Spurs are bad again, and they land another lottery pick, a number 4 overall pick. And they would end up getting the best player in the draft, Stephon Castle, right? Great pick. Another cornerstone to this franchise that was rebuilding. Steph's great. Another rookie of the year. Back-to-back rookie of the years. How often does that happen?
Not very often.
Well, it almost happened again. Because the next year, 2025, this team had a 6% chance of winning the number 1 pick in 2025. They had a 66% chance to land the number 9 or 10 pick. They literally had 10 times higher odds to get a number 9 pick than a first pick. Guess what pick they got? Second. They got Dylan Harper with odds completely stacked against them. 3 drafts in a row, 3 perfect bounces with the lottery balls, and you end up getting not 1, not 2, but 3 franchise cornerstones. I know you love Dylan Harper.
I do.
Right?
I love his game.
They got him after they got Wemby and Steph.
Yeah.
That's crazy. To do that in 3 years, to come across 3 different players that most teams would be fortunate to find once in a decade, they found 3 in 3 years. That's crazy, but it's okay. It happens, right? Some teams draft really well, they tanked, they did their thing, fine. But if you go back in Spurs history, it's happened before. Not this level of luck, but luck. You said it in the beginning. This is a prestigious franchise. They work hard, right? They earn their victories. It's true. You know, before they got Wemby, their last playoff appearance was 2019. So from the beginning of their franchise to 2019, the San Antonio Spurs existed for 52 years. How many times did they make the playoffs in those 52 years?
I'd say probably 75% of that time.
That's a pretty good guess. They made the playoffs 48 times.
Yeah, that's more than 75.
That is 87% of the seasons that they existed, they are in the playoffs.
It's a winning franchise.
It's a winning franchise, which means it's not a losing franchise, which means it's not a team that really even competes for the lottery. Only 13% of the time are they even missing the playoffs and even have a chance at the lottery.
Yeah.
But the thing is, this franchise has only been bad 3 times in its history. And all 3 times, they hit the lottery. In '87, they hit with David Robinson. In 97, they hit with Tim Duncan. And this is crazy. If you go back to 87, when they got David Robinson, they won that draft pick. David Robinson went to go serve in the military. He didn't play his first 2 years in the NBA. So the Spurs were bad again. And then they ended up getting the number 3 pick 2 years later. So they had one lottery win, and that led to another lottery pick win. They got a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
And that player, the number 3 pick, his name was Sean Elliott. And he was a part of their first championship team in 99. He was a good player for them. Played with them for a long time. Big reason why they won. So their first tank job ever, and they win the lottery twice. Insane, right?
So lucky.
So lucky. All right, they're decent in the 90s. They go through ups and downs like any franchise. And then they win Tim Duncan. Greatest power forward of all time. Like, can you ask for much better?
No.
Other than one of the 5, 6, 7 best players ever,
Yeah.
right?
Player who's just about the business, just works hard.
Just wins,
Yeah.
gets 5 rings for them, right? Pretty cool, right?
Perfect guy.
Most teams would be thankful if this happened to them once. If they came across a guy like that even once. Most teams have never come across a guy like that. I can name 25 teams who've never had a player like that. The Detroit Pistons have missed the playoffs in 44% of their seasons. They've won the lottery once. The Houston Rockets, they've missed the playoffs in 39% of their seasons. They've won the lottery once. The Washington Wizards, they've won the lottery 3 times, but they had to miss the playoffs 54% of their seasons to win it 3 times.
Wow.
And Sacramento Kings,
Yeah, there's not much to be said.
they missed the playoffs 62% of the seasons that they've existed. They've won the lottery 1 time. So the Spurs literally have 1/3 the number of losing seasons as the Kings, but they've won the lottery 3 times as many. Nobody in professional sports goes to the playoffs as much as San Antonio does. In all professional sports, nobody's gone to the playoffs in 90% of their seasons. And nobody has had this much success in the draft lottery for that few of opportunities as the Spurs. It is an anomaly. It is something that statistically should not happen. And they did it 3 different times in 3 different decades. That is, I can't even describe that kind of luck.
Astronomical.
Astronomical. From 87 and David Robinson to 2023 with Wemby, that is 36 years of perfect timing, of just things working out for you, and not only getting the picks, but getting the picks at the perfect time to get some of the greatest players we've ever seen. I can't even begin to understand it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of theories about this. There's a lot of theories that say, the Spurs are a marquee franchise. They've won, before Wemby, they had 5 rings. And, guys like Gilbert Arenas who are like, the NBA is going to protect their marquee franchises. They're going to try. They don't want to go see Wemby in Detroit or Houston. I would not have minded seeing Cade in Wemby. I would not have minded seeing KD in Wemby. Now, there's no evidence that anything was rigged. Yes, the Spurs got lucky. Yes, they stumbled into generational talent when they've barely needed it in their franchise history, right? But there is something that the NBA did that doesn't prove that it's rigged, but it might as well have been.
What's that?
In 2026, the year Wemby goes to his first playoffs, Wemby reaches his first finals, and the NBA changes the draft lottery rules. And these changes, had they been made just a few years prior, would have made these San Antonio Spurs impossible to exist. The rules were crazy. What Adam Silver did was he changed it so that the worst teams actually get punished. There's a tankathon every year. At the end of the year, people are scrambling to the bottom, racing to the bottom, losing as much as they can. Now he's changed it, so if you're the bottom 3 teams, you actually have lower odds at winning the lottery compared to 4 through 10, which is crazy. You're punishing the teams who are the worst teams, who probably need to pick the most, and now they have less odds than the teams who are marginally better than them.
But he's only doing that because NBA team owners are rigging it.
You're right. People are blatantly taking, which is exactly what he's trying to prevent. The issue with that is that you did this as soon as the San Antonio Spurs got the most insane team of all time. And then you changed the rules because there was another change he made. Two of them, actually. One, you cannot win the lottery in back-to-back years. You cannot get the number one pick twice in a row. And two,
That's fair.
that's fair, you cannot have a top 5 pick 3 years in a row. That rule would have made these San Antonio Spurs impossible. So they made this change after San Antonio did these things, and now the Spurs are the last team in existence to have the old draft lottery odds in their favor, and 29 other teams will never be able to reap the benefits of that.
Sounds pretty lucky to me.
Extremely lucky to hit the lottery 3 years in a row, go to the NBA Finals, and then the NBA makes it so 29 other teams can't do it.
Spurs ruined it for everyone else.
They're calling it the Spurs rule now. They're saying that this is now officially the reason why the NBA says, yo, we can't let other teams do this. If you're the other teams looking at the Spurs like, hey man, we've tanked, we've been bad, we deserve some generational talent from time to time. But no, for some reason it always ends up for San Antonio, and now the NBA made it so that it's even less likely to happen for other people. The other issue with this is that, like, you know, not all bad teams are actually tanking. Some teams are just bad. Like, they're just not good enough to actually win, so they lean into losing to guarantee their odds of getting better in the future, right? It kind of makes sense. Taking that incentive away, though, doesn't change the fact that these teams are bad. And on top of that, not every year is there a Wemby. For every Wemby, there are multiple Kwame Browns and Anthony Bennett's.
It's true.
So to just level the playing field like this completely takes away the opportunities that teams are going to need if the draft classes are different. It's just that not every team goes 3 for 3 like the Spurs.
Sam Presti's got competition.
He does. And he's had some luck too, by the way. The craziest part about this is just the timing. They passed these rules during the Western Conference Finals. It was the Thunder and the Spurs, 2 teams that have been completely built through the draft. Nobody has gotten more out of it in the last 10 years than these 2 teams, and now it's different for everybody else. So the timing of it is just crazy. And that's why I just like, I can't even just believe the combination of winning, draft luck, rules going in your favor, just everything. If you're a Spurs fan, life's gotta be pretty sweet. When the Warriors got Steph, when MJ went to the Bulls, those franchises were not very good. It took both those franchises 6 years to get to the NBA Finals. The Spurs have gone to the NBA Finals with 3 years of Wemby, his first playoff run. They've built up to a championship level at a faster pace than we've seen anybody in the last, like, since Magic and the Celtics,
Yeah.
right? Like, this is like unprecedented stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know, you need luck in sports, and I've never seen a team luckier than the San Antonio Spurs.
They got the face of the league on their team.
Like, the last 2 years, they decided the 2K cover, like, after the finals. Tatum won, then Tatum was the cover. Shea won, then Shea was the cover. They didn't announce the cover for Wemby before he even played in the finals. It's been decided. This is his league now. It is crazy to get 3 franchise cornerstones in 3 years, and then that 3rd year, you are in the NBA Finals, and the NBA is changing the rules so nobody else can do what you just did.
It's a good time for the NBA.
It's a good time to be a Spurs fan.
Oh yeah, it's always good to be a Spurs fan.
If you enjoyed this episode of Balcony Ball, like and subscribe. Watch our other episodes right here, and we'll see you in the next episode.